in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens. This little log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ring in the bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny be good. He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, or sit beneath a tree by the railroad track. Oh, the engineers would see him sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. The people passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, but a little metal boy can play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny be good.
All right. Do I start music or not? All right. In 5, 4, 3. I've been wanting to do that forever. That's from Wayne's Rule. Anyways, welcome back to the BAMcast. I'm esteBAM, and today we're going to be talking about the Avengers Endgame. We're going to be talking about our thoughts, what we liked, what we didn't like, and just overall how we felt about it as a film. Anyways, today I have with me my buddy, Ill Will. Let me unmute him. All right, so you're on, Will.
Hi, people. Hi,
I don't know-
Famcast.
I don't know why he comes on here sounding like Mickey Mouse all the time, but it works. It works. Yo, Charleston Tekken. All right.
Oh, oh, oh.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, let's talk about what we thought about this film. We're supposed to have one other guy here with us today, but he likes to make
Hopefully he joins in,
Yeah, he likes to make a, what is it called?
because he's a hater.
Oh, yeah, that too.
He wants to be on CP time.
He wants to get all the attention. He wants to come in so everybody makes sure. So you make sure you know what he's wearing. Like he comes late to the party. Fashionably late. Anyways, so let's talk about this. I don't know where we should start. I'm guessing the best way to do this is to just start from the beginning of the film and go from there. So, yeah, let's just talk about the first 10 minutes of the film. All right. Also, if you haven't seen the film, which we know this is late as hell, we had to cancel this due to.
Hey, this is not late. We did this on purpose. We did this out of the common good of our hearts.
Did we do it that
for those
late?
people who hadn't seen the movie yet, that it wouldn't be spoiled. So at this point, if you hadn't seen the movie yet, that's on you and
your mama.
We were talking about and your mama, and we talking about everything because we're reviewing this movie.
Yeah.
We're not leaving stuff out. This is not the you should go see this movie or you shouldn't go see this movie type of minimal review. This is we talking about everything.
All right, so let me lower this down. Yeah, so let's talk about the first 10 minutes of the film.
Charlie.
Oh, also, Ill Will, scoot over a little bit to the center of the screen because you're lingering. Other center. Yeah, there you go. Other center. There you go. Now we can see you. Also, Ill Will is a little bit drunk today.
There we go.
He had a crazy
Blast
office
from
party.
me.
Yeah, Captain Kirk, you and Ill Will sort of do look alike. Not really, though, but sort of.
What?
Oh, well, my
Because
buddy.
we're both black? Is that it?
You said it, not me. You know who Captain Kirk is. Remember he was on here on my Tekken stream that one time, side by side. I made a highlight video, Excuse Train. He was sitting next to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that
So yeah, I'm still right. He's black.
Well,
'Cause
yeah, but
if you put a gun up to my head right now, I couldn't pick Captain Kirk out of a lineup.
yeah,
but
you
I
could just
do
look in the mirror.
remember that
It'd be
he's
you. It'd be you.
I am too good looking to have another of me.
All
First
right,
of all,
Captain Kirk, thanks for coming out. Thanks, Charleston Tech and everybody else. And anyways, all right, so let's talk about the first 10 minutes of the film. Within the first 10 minutes of the film, Thanos is dead, which that hit me. Like, I was like, what? What is this movie going to be about? As soon as I saw that, I was like, what is this movie going to even be about? And it set up one of the plot lines.
let's back up. Let's back up.
All right,
Let's back
go
up.
ahead,
Hold on. I'm with you. I'm with you, but let's back up. So the very first minutes of the film, it's Iron Man and Nebula drifting off in space. I had zero clue of what was going on. Honestly, in the beginning, because I forgot that they were still on Titan, and then Thanos snapped. Well, not snapped, but
that's right, they were teleported
back out of Titan, where they, where him and the Guardians were fighting, and he went to Earth, specifically Wakanda, and fought, the remaining Avengers or whatever. So I was like,
so you
when the
forgot
movie started, and it's because I forgot.
You forgot why
it's
they were
been a year.
I didn't forget.
I've seen other movies. I forgot that they were, last time they checked, they were fighting Thanos on his home planet, and then, obviously the Guardians had showed up, and they were when Thanos left, they were like, well, let's get on the. I'm silencing my phone. My phone was like, did you call me? And I was like, no, I didn't call you. But anyway,
you can't even keep his eyes open.
The voice recognition app was like, did you say something? I was like, no, I didn't say anything. But anyway, it took me long, but like the first maybe 30 seconds, I was like, why is Iron Man so skinny? And why is he in space? But then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, as far as they know, they were fighting Thanos, and then Thanos was like, I'm going to Wakanda.
Yeah.
And they were just left in space. So had to hop aboard the Guardian ship, which had landed on, whatever.
We don't need to rewrite the script. We know what happened. Everybody but you knew what happened. Anyways, moving along. Anyways, Captain Marvel comes out of nowhere to save Tony, right? Which makes sense. She's intergalactic being or whatever the hell. Which I was like, oh, cool. This is where the whole tie-in's gonna happen. And that goes for the whole film. If you can't hear this, it's just me shaking my head. Like, no, it doesn't. Anyways, then stuff happens and Thanos is dead, right? Basically, Thanos is dead. They
well, no, okay. So you. I mean,
we don't need to recap. I mean, we don't need.
No, we're not recapping. We're not recapping.
Single...
We're focused on the fact that people. Okay, not people, but Thanos himself was like, you should have gone for the head. Back in let's go back to Infinity War.
Okay.
When Thor showed up, Thor came in and he was like, "I'm Thor. I'm the guy who took a star to the chest."
He's breaking up. All right, what are you saying? He's the one that took the star to the chest.
Come in. And what?
No, you were breaking up. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, basically.
Hold up a sec. Huh. Be right back, loyal fans.
All right, what he was saying is basically last time they told Thor he should have went for the head, and this time all the superheroes find out where Thanos is at. He's basically destroyed the stones, and they gang up on him like they should have at the first time if they were all joined together as one, and basically take his head. And at that point, I'm like, where's this film gonna go? Like, where could it possibly go? He's dead. And I guess that goes into one of the main plots of the movie, because they're like, well, how are we going to bring everyone back, right? So basically they find a way to time travel. That's the only way, which I did not expect this film to be a time travel film whatsoever. I'm kind of trying not to go beat by beat, play by play, and say everything that happened in the movie, just because I'm trying to keep this under an hour. Ill Will is long-winded, both out of his mouth and his ass. Nobody tell him what I said. All right. Did you hear me?
Okay, nobody cares what you were talking about. I couldn't hear you because I had my headphones on. But regardless of what you was talking about.
Let's not do a play-by-play. What I'm saying, I was saying you're
No.
long-winded.
We're not doing a play-by-play. We're doing the fact that everybody was like, why didn't you just chop his head off? Because everybody is a savage. And they were like, why did you go for his arm?
Yeah.
Why don't you just kill him? And in the very first 10 minutes, Thor's like, boom, I chopped his head off.
Yeah, he did it this time.
End of story. Roll credits.
But they
let's go.
But they were kind of like, oh, how are we supposed to get the stones back now? Which leads into they find out a way to time travel, right? That would be the only way, right? That would be the only way to fix this problem. So I didn't know it was going to be a time travel film. I thought that was cool because I didn't expect that. Ill Will thinks about these things more than I do, so he probably saw that coming, but I didn't. So what happened?
Honestly, the only thing I thought about was I didn't think it was going to be time travel, but I knew that they weren't dead.
No, they were dead.
No. in my mind, I was like, okay, he said he killed them, but he didn't really kill them. It was
as
the
long as you have the
soul stone.
stones, yeah, you can bring them back, basically.
No, specifically the soul stone. He took their souls, and so therefore they were inside of the soul stone. So whoever, however they fixed the issue, it would be with getting them out of the soul stone. I knew they weren't dead. I knew they weren't like he took a gun and shot them. It was just he wiped them from existence, and he did that via the soul stone. But that was it.
Well, Captain Kirk
that was the only thought process I had.
Captain Kirk says that basically before any of that, they just gave up. that is kind of what happened for those 5 years. I think that time gap was way too long. I don't know what was the purpose of it being like 5 years before they finally were able to do something. I mean,
well, they had to wait on
they had to wait on a signal off, right?
Yeah, because they said in the beginning of the movie they heard they
sensed there was
they
something.
Saw they had the scientific radar whatever set up, and they saw a huge non-normal thing happen, and it was like the only time that thing happened was when the snap happened. So 2 and 2 together, that's got to be Thanos using the gauntlet again. Yeah. And that's why they found. Also, Thanos wasn't doing nothing for 5 years. He came into Infinity War saying, "Look, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to erase half of y'all from existence." That's how much of a boss he was. Yeah. He's like, "I could kill every last one of y'all. And then not trying to do that. Yeah. I'm just trying to kill half of y'all. So I'm gonna do that. I did that, and now I'm going home to watch the game. I'm gonna kick my feet up, pour me a whiskey and Coke, and I'm gonna live my life." Like, he wasn't trying to save the world. He was like, "I'm just trying to reduce the universe by half." Yeah. And that's what he did. And then he bounced. Well, and so he was just living his life up until he decided to get rid of the gauntlet, or the stones, because he was like, if somebody finds me, just in case they find a way, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these stones, so that way what I did can't be undone, which is an untypical villain move.
I'm halfway hoping that Ill Will throws up on camera, because my views would shoot up. Look at his eye, especially his left eye. It's way more clothed than that right one. Okay, right eye. He's the reverse on my camera. Anyways, all right. So Captain Kirk says they nerfed says the stones were way nerfed in the movie. They never really individually showed the stones doing anything, right? Except for that one time. They did on the reality stone, right? Like the one where he basically turned one of them into like spaghetti on Infinity Wars. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. But so Infinity War, when Captain Marvel shows up, what everybody thought was Captain Marvel was going to be the Deus Ex Machina that come in and just take out Thanos. And she came in with more strength than anybody had ever come in, but he took that power stone out of his gauntlet.
That's what I was going to say.
And punched her square in the face. And she was like, "You know what? I'm out."
And I thought that was cool, because up until that point, like Captain Kirk had said, they hadn't done anything individually with the stones. They almost seemed like they were useless, unless you had all of them. That was super dope, because he's a warrior. Like, okay, it doesn't matter if you are at my strength level. I'm a fighter. I know what to do. So he took that shit out, smacked the shit out that chick. It was awesome.
They showed the stones individually. They just didn't waste a lot of time
doing it. Yeah,
it whatever. Like, cool. They showed
He's breaking up again. Uh-oh. What's going on with the internet?
Kind of moved. He went from one place to another. I don't know. They showed.
Yeah, I mean, they did do individual stuff, but I think everyone.
They didn't dwell on it. Was what it was. They didn't dwell on it.
So Captain Kirk saying one of the mistakes he thinks happened is the Soul Stone from the past didn't have half of the population. So is this the way it works, guys? Because you guys probably know more about this than I do. Is the Soul Stone the one that takes all those souls? Is that what he's saying? So basically, the Soul Stone, is that what happens? They get absorbed into there, or that doesn't have anything to do with it?
That's what I thought.
See, so
I'm not an Infinity War / Thanos aficionado, but after watching the movie, I was like, there's no way they just kill everybody off, and it doesn't make sense, because I know they're going to bring everybody back from a financial standpoint, like outside of a movie standpoint. They're not just going to kill everybody off. I knew they were gonna kill some Avengers off because they've been doing it for 10 years, and they're like, I want to do other movies. But that made the most logical sense that they were inside the Soul Stone and not quote unquote dead.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it worked that way. I just thought it was basically like Dragon Ball. You find all the Dragon Balls, make a wish, and bye. You know, I didn't think the Soul Stone, you know, basically absorbed the souls. But I don't know. Maybe that's the way it works. Anyways, moving on. All right, so they kill him, and they find out a way to time travel. And this is the first glimpse that we get at how different all the characters are. So, like, let's start with this one, Hulk. He's Professor Hulk in here, which I was on board in the beginning with that. I was like, cool, because I've always wanted to see that. I wish they would have made him gray. Like, Gray Hulk is a smart.
Right?
You know, why didn't they make him gray? Like, go
right?
all the way.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, snap, they're doing Gray Hulk, but then he wasn't gray, so I was like, okay, yeah.
Whatever. It's cool. It's not a deal breaker or nothing, but I was like, the whole time, towards the end, we'll go into why I had a major disappointment with the Hulk in this film, but we'll go to that later. And then you see how emotional Black Widow is for the first time. She never really showed emotion, so that was pretty cool to see a different side of her, which makes sense. And then you see Hawkeye is now calling himself what? Ronin, right?
Yeah.
Ronin. He was dope. Like Hawkeye was the most dope he's ever been in the movies. A lot of people wrote him off. I always liked him, but you know they never did enough with him. On this one, they just made him cool. That whole scene was really cool to me, where he was going like ninja style on everybody, and he didn't use his bow not once during that fight.
When he's Ronin, he's sword only.
See, and that was pretty dope, man. His whole story arc. One of the good things about this movie, everyone's story arc, including his, they all felt like you were invested, like you wanted them to come on top or overcome all this stuff, and you want to see where the story was going to end. A lot of superhero movies, the problem is that you only care about the main characters, like the main one or two, or you don't care about any of them, a la DC style. You know, so that was really cool about this movie. I like how they give them a good story arc. Basically, they kind of show you what's been going on with everyone, except for Captain Marvel. Which your movie just came out like 2 days before. What the fuck, right?
Well,
like
she said what was going on because
she did.
War Machine makes a statement. Because she was making like strategic input, like she was giving strategic input, like this is what we should do. And War Machine caught an attitude. He was like, "Where you been this past 5 years?" And she was like, "Look, y'all only have to worry about Earth. I'm worrying about literally the rest of the galaxy. I got other things to do. Like no other planet has an Avengers. I'm the Avengers for the rest of the universe." That was an awesome so moment. Like, don't ask me where I've been at. I've been helping other people out.
And that was the perfect line to sum all of that up. What's been going on with her. But I would have liked to see more of a relationship form between her and the team. And apparently they've known her for 5 years. Because as soon as everyone, as soon as that beeper
No. That's alluded to. They said in the beginning they had been trying to figure out what that pager did.
Yeah, but how long though?
A while.
So here's the thing though.
They said a while. They didn't specifically say like, oh, it's 3 years and 2 months. But they said it had been a while and the battery finally died out.
It could have possibly been just like that last year, basically. 1 year.
Yeah, basically when she showed up is when
they saw her.
Is when she went to go get Iron Man. Basically, she showed up and was like, "Where's Nick?" And they told her what happened, and she was like, "Okay, well, what's going on?" And then she went to go get Iron Man. So when she goes to get Iron Man, it's basically when she shows up.
Just Wonder says, "What was up with her haircut?" I liked her haircut.
That's how she was in the comics. Yeah, that's her haircut in the comics.
Like a military do. I liked it. I don't remember if her haircut was like that immediately. Like when she found Tony, was her haircut already like
short? Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it might have been right away. I was gonna say if she still had long hair, then that means by the time we saw her later on, they already knew her for a while. But it doesn't really mean anything. Anyways,
no.
That's what happened with everybody. Everyone has a cool story arc. But yeah. So where does it go from there, man?
So from there, you get Tony, coming back and saying, I'm not gonna say I told you so.
Yeah.
But I told you so.
So Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk is right. It was short after the time skip, after the 5 years. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Hashtag Tony Baker. Anyway, So Tony Stark gets back and he's like, I told y'all, like y'all were mad at me for creating Ultron, but I saw the vision in Age of Ultron from when Scarlet Witch, messed with my brain. I saw all of y'all die. I saw what could happen, and that's why I made Ultron in the first place. So like, jokes on y'all, I wasn't crazy.
Here's the thing though.
And then he goes back to his life.
So basically, that's where
Carter, get in here, man.
That's what I'm saying, Carter. One, we said 8:30 Central. One, you said 8:30 Central Time. Let me look on my phone.
Yeah, you specifically said 8:30.
All right. Hey, Carter, click on that link, and if you click on that link, if you already have Zoom installed, click on that link that I sent you on your Facebook Messenger or in the Discord, and it'll launch you immediately into my room. If you have Zoom installed, you have plenty of time. Anyways, what I was gonna say, Iron Man.
It's not 7. What kind of are you not? Are you in like past Hawaii on the West Coast? It is clearly 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, look, Carter's like, can we do 8:30? You can't see it.
You can't
believe me. Anyways, yeah, just click on that link, man, and you'll jump in here, and I'll adjust the titles for you. Anyways, what you were saying about Iron Man, a lot of people will say, okay, well, then he was right. They should have let him do what he wanted to do and, like, kill the Captain America's buddy. What's his name? Bucky. They should have killed him and did all that. Yeah, basically. But not really. They didn't lose to Thanos because he didn't do that.
Bucky didn't have anything to do with this.
They wanted to kill Bucky, remember? Remember, Iron Man wanted to kill Bucky, and that's why Steve Rogers wouldn't go along with his whole plan in Civil War. Remember that? Like, he wanted to... That's
not why.
No, I know
that happened afterwards.
I know that was not why, but okay. So I was just
Bucky didn't even come into play until the end of Civil War.
Okay, well, whatever. But
like
what I'm saying,
Bucky didn't come into play, but Tony's hatred for him didn't come into play until the end of Civil War.
Yeah, because that's when he saw that he killed his parents. Anyways, well, what I'm saying though is everyone's going to be like, okay, well, Iron Man was right. They should have did what he wanted to do, but they didn't lose to Thanos because. They didn't do what Tony wanted to do. They lost to Thanos because they weren't united.
Nobody asked you, at least.
That's why. They weren't united. That's why they lost. Not because they didn't listen to Iron Man. If they would have just found some kind of common ground, then, then that wouldn't have happened. They would have won the first time, I think. Because they were always separated. They were always separated.
Because remember, there was the fan-hated, and I'm not within this group, but Star-Lord is the reason they lost because they almost had the gauntlet off on Titan. No.
But that would have never
happened. They almost had the gauntlet off, and then he told them that he killed Gamora.
Yeah. Everyone wants to blame it on that too. But here's the thing. But if there were, that's one instant. If they were all united, all the heroes would have been united with a plan from the beginning. They wouldn't have been all separated and not wanting to work with each other from the get-go, and that instance probably would have never even happened. You know what I'm saying? There would have been so much more going on. All the heroes would have been there. Star-Lord wouldn't probably even had a chance to go up to him. Like, the whole scenario, the fight would have been completely different. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was me.
Well, okay, no, because he had two things. One, Carter said he didn't get no invite to Zoom, claiming he didn't get no invite to Zoom.
Go ahead and
say
what you're gonna say.
They were divided. So Thanos sent some people to New York, aka the telepathic, the telekinesis dude and the really strong dude, and then he sent the spear guy and the chick of his 4 henchmen to wherever Vision and Wanda and
because they were already separated. They weren't united. They were all separate. They didn't want to work with each other.
But they were separated because of Civil War. They weren't separated because they hated each other.
Because of Iron Man. So this all comes down to it was all Iron Man's fault.
No, it wasn't.
If he wouldn't have broke up the band from the get-go.
He didn't break up the band. He didn't break up the band. The Superhero Registration Act broke up the band.
Oh my God!
That's what broke up the band.
Carter, Ill Will is our tuba player, by the way. Hey Carter, I go back to your Facebook Messenger and I sent you another link. Click on that link and it'll send you to the podcast room. All right. Let's talk about Endgame.
Yeah, don't put all that mess on Iron Man. It was the Superhero Registration Act.
Genosha, aka the X-Men's Genosha Mutant Registration Act, huh?
It was the people who were like, I'm cool with being a flunky for the government, and the people who were like, I'm not cool being a flunky with the government.
Oh damn, Shinobi donated something to me. I didn't see it because I don't have my notifications on for the podcast because we don't want the notifications to interrupt. But thanks a lot, man.
Knowledge, that's what he donated. Because you need it.
No. Thanks, Shinobi. I do appreciate it, man. All right, moving along before Carter comes in here and ruins everything. See? It is Iron Man's fault. Hell yeah. Come in here, Carter. You're double invited.
It is not Iron Man's fault.
Hurry up so I can mute Ill Will and we can gang up on him.
No, man.
All right.
It was not his fault.
All right. That's not what Endgame is about. It happened, right? So they figure out that they can time travel, and that's where we left off. So talk about that. So basically Ant-Man comes in and he's figured out how to time travel due to
the quantum realm.
The quantum realm. Yeah, that's what it was called. Quantum leap, right? Yeah, he figured out how to quantum leap. But yeah, basically time travel. But you know what I didn't like about that either? Basically, this Ant-Man in particular, he's not the brains, right? It was the original Ant-Man.
Henry Pym.
Yeah, he was the brains of the operation. But they make Bruce pretty much a moron. He's supposed to be a really smart.
How is he a moron?
He's kind of okay. I can press buttons, but he has I wanted to see them figure out this problem together, but they were like, once again, Tony Stark saves the day. I figured it all out by myself because all you guys are morons.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, Bruce did most of the work. Tony.
He figured out the problem.
This is what happened. Bruce is me. I'm up here taking out zombies with shotguns, and you come in here with a little kick. With a little boot kick and be like, oh, I beat the level. I beat the level. It's like, no, I did all the work. That's what happened. Tony didn't have no life. And Tony was like, even though I claim I love my daughter and my wife and all that, and I don't want nothing to do with this, I'm going to spend all my nights trying to figure out this whole time travel thing.
All right.
He figured it out.
All right. So it was all three of them. I wanted to see it on screen more, but basically, because of the technology Ant-Man had going on, and because of Bruce's mind to be able to mechanically put it all together and get it somewhat going, and then Iron Man figuring out the final piece of the puzzle. Basically, they figured that out. Whatever. What happens after that, man? After they start time traveling,
So when they start time traveling, first and foremost, let us have a moment of silence for the greatest recap of it. Oh, here comes Carter.
Carter, nice.
With a sideways picture of something.
If your camera's not working, man, feel free to turn it off and keep it off.
No one wants to see your face.
I can't hear you right now. So, you might have to fix your mic.
Okay. But, I heard something. Hold on. 1 second.
Oh, I heard him say 1 second.
Hello?
What are you guys doing?
All right, there we go. You talk, Will. I'm gonna fix the thing over here.
Okay, so after they start the whole time travel thing, they do the greatest hits ever. So like how we used to do on sitcoms when it was the last season and they show like the best episodes, is basically what they did, where they show all the previous movies that led up to Endgame, the ones that were important, the ones where they showed one of the Infinity Stones, and they did it in my opinion, a great way, where they time travel back to that movie, and then they do things a little bit differently, a la Captain America saying "Hail Hydra" in the elevator.
Yeah. So basically, what happened?
And not get into a fight instead of getting into a fight like he did in Winter Soldier, and also being a Easter egg for that short comic book run where he was a Hydra agent all along.
He was a sleeper
agent.
Okay, so basically they all get transported to different times. Well, different times that had stones, right? And different parts of the movies.
In the movie
timeline.
Like not just different points in
because they had to go to places where they knew where the stone was going to be at that time, right? They couldn't just go at any point in time.
Can I just interject real quick?
All right, let me introduce. Hey guys, Darkwing, Duke is here. He finally made it. He wanted to arrive fashionably late.
What? So we were
fashionably late.
We were supposed to start in like 18 minutes.
No,
because we were supposed to start at 8:30 your time because it's 7:12 my time right now. Because I'm in California and you're in Texas.
But I said in here Central Time. Remember?
Yeah, 8:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. I will back up Darkwing and say that we did say 8:30 Central Time. However, we messaged you and we were like, "Hey, are you on the track?" And you had zero response.
Because we said 8:30 Central Time because I knew it wouldn't be available
until even if you were busy, you could be like, "No."
But we started at.
You said nothing.
We started at 8:30 Central Time, a little bit later because
no, you didn't.
We didn't.
It's 8:13 right now Central Time. If you look at your fucking clock.
Yeah, but hold on. Hold on though. But we've been on for 30 minutes.
Don't tell me that.
Hold on.
9:13 Central Time.
Show me the papers.
Everything Darkwing just said, but we've been on for 30 minutes. That means we started 30 minutes ago. So 8:40. We started 10 minutes later. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Wait. How is it 8:40? My clock says 7:13. How are you guys in the 40s?
Huh? I don't know how he's in the 40s. I'm at 9:14. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 9:14 too. But I rounded it down for you guys. So okay, you want the exact time? We started at 8:44.
Anyway,
is that better? 4 minutes late?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, now you're right. Now you won the argument. Anyways, welcome Darkwing, everyone.
Oh my God. So the first thing I would like to say,
go ahead.
Like, everything's Iron Man's fault.
No,
hell yeah.
It's not.
You know what? Forget everything I just said. I was wrong about everything I just said, Carter. I agree with you. You're doing that.
Everything is Iron Man's fault. His paranoia, anxiety drove him to do the things that he did. He made Ultron. Ultron, that was a terrible film to me. But Ultron was
all right, yeah.
He was too quippy. He was too quippy for a villain. I couldn't get behind it. Too quippy.
I sat in that film with Darkwing, and I liked the film, but I hated the experience for 2 reasons. One, because we went to go watch that movie at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning, basically.
Yes. That's
6 o'clock in the morning.
Nice and quiet. Hold on. That's when the theater's nice and quiet.
No one's got
to fucking bother you.
To a movie at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I'm saying. Basically, I woke up. It was 6.
I don't care how quiet the movie is. I'm not seeing a movie at 6 o'clock.
You remember the last time? Were you with me, esteBAM? When we saw some Avengers movie, and there's like a dude. Maybe you might have not been there, but there's a dude behind me, and he was translating the movie in Spanish to his buddy next to him every fucking line.
No. I wasn't with you on that one. But
so
anyways,
yeah, I have a problem with going to the movies with his back.
Well, anyways, he woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" I'm like, "What?" I was excited because we were gonna watch Civil War, but I thought in the afternoon or at night. He was like, "No, man, we gotta go now before the crowds arrive."
Where the crowd? So I'm saying it's L.A., dog.
Nobody was there.
Good, great.
Later. Anyways, he was so, and then we went really early, right? All that happened. We arrived like an hour early too. We were sitting around there, walking around the lobby. Finally sat down. We went together. Sat down. I sat down in the middle, perfect, best seat in the house, middle. And this man goes all the way down to the end of the row. Not one seat over. All the way down to why did I come with you?
Together. They don't need to know.
I know, but damn, one seat over would have been fine. Anyways, I'm just watching this man stew. Like, I'm liking the film. I'm like having a good time. And I'm like looking over, and he's just like doing this like he's a critic. Like. And he put this stupid little hood on. And he's biding his time. He's getting so annoying. Like he made that entire
next to him. I got away from him so he can enjoy the film himself. I know how I am, and I know what he likes. So I tried to get away from him, and he couldn't keep his eyes off me.
At the same time.
Because it's weird. I would have looked at you too. If me and you would have gone to the movies and you sat at the opposite end of me, I'd be like, "What is this dude doing?" Yes, first you got me up at 6. You got me up before 6 to go to a 6 a.m. show. First of all, what theaters open at 6 a.m. in the morning? Those
owners in LA.
It started at 7. To be honest, it started like at 7. But still.
I don't care. I don't care. Any movie theaters open before like 11 a.m. need to be shut down.
Mm-mm. You talking about Thanksgiving rules and shit? Nah, man. Like this sounds over.
All right. Let's get back to Endgame.
Wait, hold on. Iron Man did everything. Tony Stark is the reason for all this.
Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let's make Tony Stark the villain. Let's move on.
It's not that he's a villain. He's just dumb. They'd be
All
like,
right.
Tony, don't make the
It's
robot.
not dumb.
Tony,
All right.
don't use that Infinity Stone. Tony, don't do this. I gotta do it because of my dad.
All right.
He didn't even have a relationship with his dad until Endgame.
This movie. But all right, so this is the way everything played out, and we're to the point where they're about to time travel. But somebody, oh no, they're gonna go get the stones, and we were at the part where we were saying basically they go to all these different moments in time where they knew there was a Infinity Stone, so they could all get their shit.
I have a great question for you guys.
What?
Yeah.
How do you think they decided which teams go after what stone?
They
I think it was just
like
random,
whatever.
right?
Yeah, it was random.
Like you don't send Hawkeye and Black Widow to get the Soul Stone.
No,
like,
but speaking of that, when that happened in the movie, when they were like, "Oh, we'll go after the Stone," we were all like, "Ooh, they gotta tell them."
See, but here's the thing:
like, everybody's face was like, no one told y'all what happened.
Yeah, that was the thing. They weren't
the
aware.
Stone.
They weren't aware. My reasoning, or what I think the reason is that they went together is they've always been a team. They work the best together as a team.
That's true.
Natalia and Hulk would work together. You saw how they were holding hands
before there was Hulk. There was Hawkeye.
They never really worked
and,
together.
What are you talking about? Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Widow.
They even had like a saying together. That was like the handshake.
But they didn't work.
But
as
they talk
together.
about in the very first Avengers game. They talk about not game movie. They talk about Budapest. They're like, oh, this is nothing like Budapest. They've been not necessarily friends, but they've known each other for some years.
Yeah, they've worked together since before all this.
It was very convenient for the people with no power.
It wasn't convenient. They've known each other the longest time.
To go to the Soul Stone, the one stone that you have to die at.
They didn't know that. Nobody knew that.
I don't know. It just seems
literally nobody knew that. Thanos was the only person living that knew that.
I have an answer for it, buddy. It's because it's all fate, buddy, as Dr. Fate would say. It's all fate.
Wait, from
first
DC?
of all,
DC universe?
let's leave DC characters out of the Marvel.
Dr. Fate.
Oh my God.
No one cares about Dr. Fate. The only doctor we rocking with is Doctor Strange.
I mean,
Elise said they were best friends.
The alien-looking humanoid.
Right. You guys got me, Doctor.
We all know and love.
DC universe. He hasn't been featured yet. Doctor Strange. Either way, Doctor Strange said,
low, big guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what. See, you're opposing. That's what Black Widow said to Hulk in Age of Ultron. Or you were too busy gawking at Darkwing.
I was definitely looking at them titties and ass, man.
During the movie.
Yeah. I didn't know what she was singing.
Because she said it like 3 times in the whole
I don't remember the song at all. She could have been singing Twinkle Twinkle.
She wasn't singing the song.
I don't see. I had no idea. Whenever she's on screen, I can't watch
that happened in the beginning.
That
happened in like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just trying not to jizz my pants the whole time.
Oh my God. And that's another reason why I said all the way.
All right, now it's making sense.
Now it's making sense. Anyways, Doctor Strange, before he was snapped, all right, he was like, there's only one way to do it. There's only one way. So it's like, I think everything had to happen a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Like they had to go together. They had to da. I just thought it was real.
Had to give him the time stone. That's thanks, Captain Obvious. We knew that already.
Damn, there's a new superhero in town, Captain Obvious.
Excuse me.
Hey,
excuse me. That's not.
Well,
funny.
we'll get to what Spider-Man said in a minute.
Who talked about Spider-Man? You were like, we'll get to Spider-Man in a second. Like somebody was talking about Spider-Man.
Charleston
Somebody brought up Spider-Man.
Charleston Tekken said, basically he said, let me show you what he said.
But no, I'm looking at the chat right now. Don't be making up stuff.
I'm also looking at it.
He said Spider-Man. Hold on. He said, yeah, but you only look at the last 3 messages because you're lazy. Anyways, he said Spider-Man said he was okay because Doctor Strange was there. Do you remember that?
That was like 80 messages ago.
Yeah,
why
I
you
know.
bringing up old stuff?
I know, but he's just now saying something else, and I was going to talk about it right now, but I don't want to talk about it until we get to the end of the movie because that's where it happens. And to me, I was kind of like, were they ever even dead, or was there a parallel dimension going on? We might as well talk about it now.
In the Soul Stone.
So there was a parallel dimension thing going on. So here's the way I thought, because I didn't know about the Soul Stone absorbing everybody. I just thought it was like the Dragon Ball. They all die. That's it. They're gone.
I mean, it's called the Soul Stone.
That doesn't mean anything. There's 5 other stones. So what? They have no part in
Okay,
it?
the Power Stone is about gaining power.
But the Soul Stone.
So why would the Soul Stone not be about
because the Soul Stone is playing a part with all 5 other stones. You know, That doesn't tell me that it's a containment unit for people's souls. Like, it doesn't tell me that. I just know he needs all 5 to snap his fingers and make a wish, Dragon Ball style. That's all I know as a moviegoer. Had no idea that he absorbs.
I mean I wasn't I didn't read the Infinity War comics.
Like I didn't know. But anyways,
hold on.
From a logical standpoint, like I said, it's called the Soul Stone. So he took their souls. Every other stone, like the Reality Stone.
That could also mean he took them and destroyed them. That just means he could have took them and destroyed them. It doesn't mean he contained them. That's not the way I was looking at it. Although that might be the way it happened, you know?
That's true.
Wait. How does energy work, though? You can't just destroy energy, no? You have to, like, take all that shit.
Okay, first, get out of here, Mr. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Look here. I am a Smart Hulk.
We're talking about fictional comic book characters.
I grew up with Beekman's World.
And you're bringing up real life Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Look, they try to follow stuff sometimes when they don't go back in time and shit. They try to follow stuff. Look.
No. Anyways, the reason I'm bringing that up is when I heard Spider-Man say, because Doctor Strange said we'd be okay or something like that, because he was with Doctor Strange, I was thinking, this whole time they were also trying to defeat Thanos.
Yeah, I think they were talking.
And in their world, everybody that we were seeing was dead in their world. So I thought basically
they seemed too ready to come back and just start whooping ass, right? Because they were just ready. Like it's not like because they snapped, everybody came back and they were fighting in 15 minutes. Like they
didn't think about it. Yeah.
No. Hold up. If you were looking, they all came through a
portals,
sling ring portal.
Multiple portals, yeah.
Well, it came for several.
But they weren't random portals. They were sling ring portals, aka Doctor Strange got with all of them and was like, look, this is what happened. I saw this. This is what has to happen in order for us to win. So when he said Doctor Strange is with us, how I saw it was when Hulk snapped him back, Doctor Strange was like, hey, look, everybody, this with me on Titan right now. Come with me, and I'm about to sling ring to all the different, areas or whatever, and tell people what's going on, and then we're gonna get back into this fight, and we're gonna wrap this thing.
Basically, what Doctor Strange did was do a Professor X, and he linked all their minds all at once, so they would know catch them all up to speed, so they would know we're going to this portal. This is what's happened. Fight. So there wouldn't be no like, what's been going on over here? Well,
I saw a really good meme on Spider-Man when like the movie before Endgame, he didn't really know how to use his spacesuit and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so then when he came back, he like immediately knew to go into kill mode and do stuff. So it's like in between
hold up.
Train.
In Homecoming,
Homecoming, the whole time.
The little AI in his suit was like, "Do you want me to go in and kill? You want me to go into whatchamacallit?"
Oh, and he was like, "Yeah, sure."
And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then the thing was like, "All right, kill mode." He was like, "Whoa, hold up! That's not what I'm trying to do." So, in going into Endgame, he's like, "I don't know none of these people, but they're all alien."
Right,
so,
but I'm saying,
and I know kill mode exists. So I'm just gonna go into kill mode and let the suit do its thing.
Yeah, but
that makes perfect sense to me.
Well, I'll just say I think both of you are correct and wrong at the same time. Moving along.
No, he's wrong. I'm right. No.
Will.i.am's wrong.
We've solved nothing. Anyways, so basically we're to the part where they've gotten all the stones finally. Everything that's happened. Everyone knows what's happened at this point.
Hold up. We skipped a part. We forgot about Fat Thor. Well, not we, but you, esteBAM.
No, we already said
about Fat Thor.
I hated that Fortnite scene.
Oh, okay. We did talk about Fat Thor.
That made me groan when I seen that.
That's because old.
That's
true.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't for me. You're right.
Yeah, it wasn't for you, but it could have been any video game. I mean,
we all hate Fortnite. Let's.
But it's like burnt.
Fortnite is trash,
history, and it's not in like some C-list movie. It's in like
Fortnite is trash.
Hey guys,
but that's the game is playing.
We got like 2 more minutes. If the stream goes dead, on
what's
stream,
gonna
guys,
happen in 2 minutes?
Don't worry, we'll come back with a part 2. Zoom only gives us like 45 minutes or something, but sometimes it goes over. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, the Big Lebowski. I liked it, but then it just kept.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I liked it.
I also thought the film was all right.
All right, we're not to that point yet. Right now, we're supposed to think you hate it. But I liked it. We'll talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. That's why I want to hurry up. I want to get through this. I don't want to do an entire play-by-play.
What about we got Thor? We got to talk about all Thanos seeing himself like past life. Like he saw his like whole life. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, he did. That's why he was like, all right, you know what? I got to take out everybody this time. Before we did that, I feel like
he could have been smarter about that though. But
he knew what he did in the future, and he was like, obviously that's coming back to bite me the way that I did it. So like I was trying to be quote unquote merciful and only wiping out half of the population. But seeing that you guys came back 5 years later to show me that I was wrong, I'm just gonna get rid of all y'all.
But why wasn't? I feel like Thanos is smart enough to be like patient, and especially if he knows all that information.
If I know in 2019 that I'm only gonna kill half the universe, and then I learn 5 years later that somebody comes back with a bona fide plan to reverse that, I'm gonna jump in and be like, okay, well, let's kill everybody then. And then that eradicates any chance of anybody coming back again.
Hold on though, but why don't you just like wait 5 years till you get the stones? Right before you snap, you're like, oh yeah, everybody this time. And they kill everybody.
Already trying to reverse that.
I mean,
well, yeah, isn't that why he went after them? Because they had already got some of the stones.
Yeah, they had already got some of the stones at that point.
He had to go waiting
because it was all in one spot, and he got greedy. All he had to do was wait because he was gonna get the stones anyways. And then that first time he snaps, he just does everybody instead of half.
That particular universe that we saw already 2 years ago, or however long that was, yeah, he got all the stones. But in this new alternate universe that they created, as Professor Hulk, eloquently stated, he wasn't going to get all the stones. They were going to get them before him. So he was like, I got to kill y'all beforehand.
But wait, no, I thought they had to put the stones back. Like, that's what old Dr. Strange's teacher was saying. Like, you got to put everything back. Like, they got the stones, brought everybody back, then they had to put the stones back. So he was going to get the stones.
No. But she specifically said, and Professor Hulk said, time travel isn't like what we knew.
Professor.
That's who he is, man. Time travel isn't like Back to the Future or whatever other time travel movie we know. It's not when you change one thing in the past, everything in the future changes. It's when you go back in time, another timeline has now spliced off.
I'm not saying everything changed.
And it's now an alternate timeline.
I don't know.
So it's not like when they put the stones back, he's just going to get it. Yeah, he is going to get it for that timeline. But for the timeline that they have now created by going back in time, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Don't make no sense. You're confusing yourself.
No, I'm not confusing myself. You confusing yourself listening to me. He
basically,
clearly
the easiest way to explain it.
And the ancient one clearly stated it. She showed it visually.
Yeah. You gotta put the rocks back. You gotta put them back.
It.
Everything still has to happen the same way. If he decides to change his mind on that snap and everything else still happens the same way, I don't know.
That time, okay, so you're looking at this as a realistic movie.
Well, no, you're just acting like he didn't see himself get beheaded and the whole thing.
The multiverse. They really introduced the multiverse. Okay, what we know as what happened in Avengers and Age of Ultron and Infinity War is its own timeline.
Oh, is it really?
And once they started going back in time in Endgame, that's a second timeline that they've now created that runs parallel to what we saw before. So what they do in that timeline has not
erase those timelines. Like when you take the stones out, yeah, that makes a new one. But when you put it back, doesn't that like delete that new one? That's what I thought the rules was, because they had like visuals with like little snake lines and shit. I just figured.
No, basically they put it back before they even got it. They put it back
exactly
the moment that they got it. It's like it never went away.
Happens.
No, it's like it never went away though.
Right.
Yeah, so it never went away for that timeline.
So I'm saying if Thanos is just patient, he saw like what happens to him, and if he just like waits and like lets everything happens, his first time he snaps, he just decides to do full. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
But there exists a timeline where everything is not how he planned it. His whole plan is to, no matter what, there's gonna be half of the universe. But at this point, it's just gonna be me. Forget the rest of the universe. I was trying to be nice. I could have killed all y'all.
Right.
So I decided to only kill half of y'all. But seeing as that blew up in my face later on down the line, I'll just go with my original plan and kill all of y'all.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was just like, if he just didn't go into the future and just stayed in the past and just did his original plan and didn't kill half, just killed full.
No, but those stones were gone. Then he could never did it because the stones were gone in his time. Remember, they
brought him back. They have to bring him back.
But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know they're going to bring him back. He doesn't know anything that he doesn't know any of the information that what's that lady called in Doctor Strange?
The
ancient one. He doesn't know the information she knows.
I just feel like if he just did,
so he doesn't know that, you know.
because he already knew he was going to get the
esteBAM was watching
stones.
the movie, and Darkwing wasn't watching the movie.
Except when Scarlet, what is it? Black Widow is on screen, then I'm not watching it at all. Okay, moving along. I'm trying to. Basically, all that stuff happens. They come back. Of course, Natasha's gone or whatever. We don't need to go through all that because it's gonna go play by play, whatever. It was an awesome part of the movie. One of the best parts of the movies.
It was
where they battled it out and have to sacrifice themselves.
That was so hot.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you say hot?
Yeah, that was hot.
Why was that hot?
The cinematography, the powers, you are fucking worthy. I mean, it was just like they were like. You remember when Batman v Superman came out, and you're like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see this."
Yeah, it was one of those.
This was one of those where it was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see this," and then it was actually
and
good.
it lived up to it. Yeah.
Oh man, whoo, mercy.
Yeah.
Boy, they had to clean up my seat when I was done.
All right. Anyways, so they get all the stones back, right, and Hulk has to put on the gauntlet, right, because they're trying to decide who can put it on, who can take it, so he can snap his fingers and bring everybody back, including, not miss those the people that have been created, like Tony's daughter, in the past 5 years, right? Like, yes. Right? Is that what has to happen? No. He just has to bring everybody back, right?
Yeah, he specifically told him, he was like, bring everybody back who got snapped, but don't change what currently happened, because I'm gonna be pissed if I don't have a daughter anymore.
Yeah.
But wasn't that when they went to the past? They were like, we can't fuck up the past to where I can't have kids.
No, he said that before. He said,
before they even started.
My only condition of giving you these little bracelets that allow you to go back is you can't mess up my present.
Yeah, basically.
Correct. Well, they messed it up. They messed up his present pretty good.
Are we still on stream, by the way?
Yeah, we're still on stream.
Okay. So that happens. I thought it was cool that Hawk was the one that put it on because he's made of gamma energy and basically I guess the stones are gamma. He can take it basically. Yeah. It was kind of weird to me that his arm still hadn't healed whatsoever at the end of the film.
I mean,
because he
look at Thanos. Thanos' arm was messed up.
That means half of his body was messed up.
No, his whole half of his body was messed up.
But it had only happened. It had only just happened. That's how they.
Yeah, but it wasn't like months had gone by and Hulk's arm was still messed up. And we've seen
that's true. It was only a few days. It's probably only. It was just like a day, right? If that.
It was just like a day, and we know that Hulk does get injured, but it takes a lot to injure him.
Yeah,
but he does heal.
It was just such a severe injury. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Galactic weapon that took out half of the.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. It's not like a bullet. So it wasn't like he got shot in the arm and he still was bleeding.
So here's the sling. His bullet's lodged in.
You get this beautiful moment. Everybody comes back. It's awesome. You start seeing. I think. How do they know that everyone's back immediately?
The first person to come back was Falcon because he said "Cap on your left," which was a callback to Winter Soldier when Cap used to run past Falcon on the lake or whatever on the track and be like, "On your left."
Yeah. And basically, at some point, I remember somebody looking up into the sky, and they're like, "Oh man, like everybody's back." It's like a beautiful moment, and then all of a sudden, Thanos just starts shooting missiles down at everything and just.
What about our? Yeah, he's like, "What about everything?" Our people? Like, fuck them.
That's when Scarlet Witch came back, and Scarlet Witch was like, "You took my love of my life."
Who are you?
She was dope.
Because Vision is a not a human being.
I feel sorry for Quicksilver because she completely didn't give a shit.
She forgot about him.
Well, she didn't have a relationship with him. She had a relationship.
That's a brother. What are you talking about?
They also forgot about Natasha.
She didn't bone her brother though.
They didn't give her no funeral.
What? Nah, man. Remember they were hid under a bed in front of a Tony Stark missile. They had on.
But did she bone her brother? No, she didn't. She boned Vision.
I think it's crazy.
Which again is messed up.
Not that crazy.
But
she was doing actual she was actually. Had the upper hand on Thanos. Thanos was like, forget my army. Let's just get rid of her. And that's when he said, bring the missiles down. And old boy was like, but sir, our people. He's like, forget my people.
Oh yeah, you guys are jumping ahead. But that was cool. As soon as I saw how powerful she was, it brought me back to one of the things Darkwing had told me. He was like, man, do you know how important Scarlet Witch is to how powerful she is? During the Endgame thing. This was like a long time ago. I remember when we tried to play that Marvel game, all three of us together, and we were always making fun of. Remember the Marvel Heroes or something? And basically,
I remember me and you playing. I don't remember.
No, he played it with us, and we would always make fun of him because he'd always pick these girl characters.
Yeah.
And he got Scarlet Witch, and we're like laughing at him, like, "Why did you get Scarlet?" I didn't know too much about her, right? Do you know how powerful she is? As soon as I saw that happen, like she was kind of like going off on Thanos, I for some reason, I thought about that moment all the way years ago when Darkwing
Stop
told me
thinking
about
me,
that,
son.
and now I was like, oh, that's what he meant. That's pretty cool. It lived up.
Who are you?
Yeah, she's super powerful. But yeah, that I don't know. That was the reason why he was like, oh,
Drummer says,
I need to shoot all my missiles at her.
it says Charleston Tekken says Hawkeye got a call from his family. Was that how they knew they were all back before even Falcon?
Yeah,
that's how they knew.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Wait,
right
they had
before
service during all that shit. God damn.
right before
Well, they had
Ant-Man
reset everything. They're
should
trying
have
to
been
reset.
dead because he got
Yeah.
blasted in the face
Yeah.
because he was standing in front of that window that got hit with those missiles.
Mhm.
Hawkeye got a call
Yeah.
from his wife.
That's what it was.
That's how they knew.
Oh,
They had service again because it had been 5 years and they were slowly trying to rebuild
Wait,
like
so
civilization
they
or whatever.
that
Yeah.
entire ship come through that portal?
Yeah, the entire ship came through the portal and immediately opened fire.
Yeah, destroyed
on
everything.
Avengers.
Oh, I feel like they didn't hear it come through the portal and crash through the ceiling.
Well, no, they didn't. So when fake Nebula let them through,
Mhm.
they
This
went
past
on
Nebula, but okay.
past Nebula, whatever.
They're still
Drummer
the-
says Endgame was a badass. Yeah, man, it was. You should have told me when you should have invited me, jerk. I had to go watch it.
No one wants you here, drummer.
Nah.
Wow.
I want to hear drummer. Don't listen
So
to him.
yeah,
He's drunk.
when past Nebula
He's drunk.
let them through the
So
port, through the portal that they had built, they were still semi-small.
Mhm.
So they made their way outside and then got big, and then immediately was like blow them fools up.
Yeah.
And like I said, Ant-Man was at the window where the missiles first hit, and somehow he survived.
What?
Because he went.
He was at the window being like, "Hey guys, look, it's pretty out." Boom. He didn't even finish the sentence. He was like, "It's pretty out." Boom.
Because he went super small, and basically, I guess you can go between the molecules and not get blown up by shrapnel.
Look at that. No.
But
he was looking at the sunset. He was not thinking about going small. He got blasted to the face.
instinct, man. Remember, he's probably grown as in his abilities because of everything he's gone through when he was stuck in the quantum realm or whatever the fuck.
That's the only reason he could have survived. Otherwise, that fool should be dead. He got hit in the face like a
Says, I don't even get
porn star.
invited to podcast anymore. Hey, drummer, do you want to come in here and give us your 2 cents? Because I have a square for you too.
Because that's all they're worth is 2 cents.
I can if I can send you a link on your Facebook,
That's
man.
William.
But
Heel William.
No, I can't hear. He's a
nah,
cowboy.
he was hit before he could do anything. It showed it.
Still a
It
Cowboys
showed
fan,
his face.
huh?
Nah.
Yeah, no. Wait till that joint come out on Redbox or whatever you gonna get it on. He was like, "Oh, look, it's so pretty." Ooh.
Charleston Tekken says he had plot armor. What does
He
that
had
mean?
plot armor. That's that Deus Ex Machina,
I don't know.
the convenient plot hole that allows
Plot
something
armor.
to happen.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Basically, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Drummer says I don't want a pity ad.
Created by the Post,
You can come on, man. I didn't invite you because I promised these guys I would wait for them, but then they kept getting explosive
Didn't wait for
diarrhea
me
and
at all.
canceling on me, and I had to reschedule, and they still showed up late. Well, one of them.
Where's
did.
where's
Hold up.
where's the Jamaican?
Jamaican is
in school.
busy schooling, getting his
Yeah.
schooling on. Yeah,
He's becoming a carpenter, huh?
yeah,
trying to get his pay grade up.
yeah. Basically,
I was getting his master's degree. That's pretty sick.
yeah. Anyways,
on.
all right. So let's just jump over to the battle. Right, that's where we're at now. The battle happens. We're kind of just jumping back and forth. It doesn't even matter at this point. The battle happens. You already went to the part where the
You guys
rockets.
talk about
where basically Thanos started killing his own men. So that's kind of where it gets close to the end, right?
like Miss Marvel comes
Mhm.
back, right?
Miss Marvel comes back. Okay, good. This is where I wanted to get to.
Whoa.
The one thing I didn't like about this film
Yeah.
that made it go from a 10 to a 9 to me
Uh-oh. What
is
is he gonna say?
What's he gonna say?
Oh my
Hulk
gosh.
Let's rip
never
into him.
redeemed
Let's
himself.
wait.
The Hulk never redeems himself.
I
in
was
this film.
waiting on this.
There we go. We were talking about this
I
since
was-
Captain Marvel.
I was
He
waiting
never
on this. I got an
redeemed
answer
himself.
for this. Go
So
ahead.
here's the thing. Captain Marvel comes in. It's cool. Okay, this is the
Wait,
only
why did the
time-
Hulk have to redeem himself?
Because he got his ass handed to him.
Thanos and Infinity
and
War,
he was,
that's why.
and that wouldn't just okay if he would have got beat, fine. But ever since then, he's been a scared little bitch. The entire film, he was too scared to go. No, I won't come out. No,
Facts.
so I don't want to get my ass handed to me, a little bitch, right? which is fine. That would have been cool. But he had to redeem himself in my eyes in Endgame. Never did. And at the very least, he could have fought Thanos a little bit, and then he could have did the whole thing where the rockets come down and he's killing everybody, including his own people. And then Hulk could have been like, all right, fuck this. Let me go help everybody by destroying the ship. Basically, what Captain Marvel did, the Hulk could have did, which means he could redeem himself in that way, did something. And secondly, we wouldn't even need Captain Marvel in the film at all. Like, Hulk could have did what Captain Marvel did. Just jump there.
To be fair, Hulk had just done a snap that brought back half the population.
Never redeemed himself.
But he had to wear a sling 3 years later. Like,
but what happened to the whole? What happened to the whole? Hulk is the strongest there is, and if he gets mad enough, he can even regenerate at a super fast pace, and then just make him go Super Hulk.
If half of the galaxy's in your hand, half your body.
I wanted to see it. Like, I wanted to see that.
Put your hand down.
Yes, William, at the front of at the back of the room.
Back of the room.
In the slow kid section. What do you need?
All right, so I've been waiting for this. About to shut y'all all down. So
what? You're not gonna shut anybody down.
Yes, I am gonna shut y'all down.
You're not gonna shut anybody down.
So the reason why Hulk disappointed the majority of the people who saw Endgame is because the majority of the people watching Endgame hadn't been paying attention since Incredible Hulk, aka the beginnings of the Hulk in the MCU. Let me go ahead and break it down for you.
You should pull out a Bible the way you're talking to me right now.
Hold on, wait.
Talking about the Mark
and a
Ruffalo
white collar.
Hold on. This is my Bible.
Talking about Mark Ruffalo.
So
open to Psalms. All right, yeah.
I'm going up to Psalms 16, the
right.
unread Psalms. So anyway, so in the beginning of Incredible Hulk, which is the beginning of Hulk being, because the original, like, quote unquote Hulk movie was trash, first of all, and second, wasn't an MCU. So Edward Norton as Hulk begins the movie by saying he went to Brazil to learn to get away from people, to get away from a high population of people. He was living in like LA or New York, some high population area, or whatever, Arizona, whatever. Phoenix,
I think that
Arizona.
Hulk's another dimension, personally.
Shut up. He went to Brazil and was like, I'm gonna learn how to control the Hulk because I've had too many casualties, right?
Yeah.
And he starts the movie off working a regular old factory job, and then the dude start messing with him, and he's like, please don't make me mad, yada yada yada. To make him mad, he turns into Hulk. He does his thing. He does his Hulk.
What if there's multiple Hulks? Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo.
What I say? I said shut up.
So, like, because he's the smart one who stays Hulk.
No one listens to Darkwing. Anyway,
Edward Norton.
It's to the end of the movie,
All right.
and the very final scene before the credits is him doing his little breathing exercises, which he was doing at the beginning of the movie with his trainer to learn how to control his emotions and all that.
Yeah.
His eyes turn green, and he smiles at the camera as his little heart monitor goes off, which all up until that point, anytime his heart monitor went off, he turned into the Hulk because he had lost the control of his body. So that signified I've started to learn how to control the Hulk, right? So
this is not proving anything so far. I'm pretty sure this is gonna not equal 2
No. Wait.
Avengers.
I'm about to blow your mind.
He didn't really control his Hulk, right? In first Avengers.
Hold on, wait. So
It's time to go off. Control him in ass whoop mode.
Fast forward from Incredible Hulk to the Avengers movie, the second time you see the Hulk, they're wanting the Hulk to show up the whole time.
Yeah,
and he doesn't show up except for when Loki messes with his mind and forces him to become the Hulk.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he says the iconic line, "I'm always mad."
Yeah, like that's how he controls it.
Without being actually mad, without getting,
he's controlled it basically. Yeah.
He controls it. He punches that alien in the face, right? And that's when everybody in the theater goes, "Oh snap!" Like he can control the Hulk, and then he does his thing, right?
Yeah.
So that was the second part of the evolution of
Makes
Hulk.
sense. Okay.
All right. So the third time you see the Hulk is Age of Ultron. So now we've got Bruce Banner learning how to control the Hulk, but as an added safety measure, they got Scarlet Witch. Not Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry. That's because her name is Scarlett Johansson. You got Black Widow, who you weren't paying attention to because you were looking at her body, singing. Well, not singing, but saying the words to him. Hey, the sun's getting real low, buddy.
What a fucking animal.
For when he gets out of hand, to turn him back into Bruce Banner. So you got him controlling himself plus Black Widow on deck to make sure he doesn't go full on Hulk, turning back into Bruce Banner. That's his next evolution. The third evolution is Infinity War, where he turns into Hulk to save everybody on the Asgardian ship, and then Thanos gives him that Popeye's 2-piece special. And he's like, "Oh snap! I've never been beat like this before in my life."
Didn't Thor beat him though? Didn't Thor also beat him?
Huh? No, Gamora didn't beat him.
Thor.
No, Thor. No, Thor didn't beat him.
He beat up Thor. Standing at the end of the match, wasn't he?
He beat up Thor.
Okay, whatever.
The point is, he gets beat up by Thanos, and he's like, "Oh snap! Nobody has ever beat me up with such ease before."
And then he turned into a little bitch the whole time.
I don't know how. Wouldn't you?
That's what I'm saying though. But at some point, he had to redeem himself.
Look at every fighter known to man who was on top of the world. Muhammad Ali,
some UFC fighters, man.
Anderson Silva, Mike Tyson, everybody. When they got that 2-piece special handed to them, they were like, "Oh snap! This is what I've been doing to people this whole time. This is not cool. I'm not with that." And he showed it in the movie where he was like, "All right, Hulk, let's come out." And Hulk was like, "No, I'm not coming out."
So basically, you're just proving my point that he was a little bitch and never redeemed himself.
Now let's go back to the very beginning. As I said, in Incredible Hulk, he said from the beginning, and in Avengers, they restated in Avengers, you all wanted to be superheroes. You all got your powers because you wanted to do stuff. I only got my powers because I went out to the field to save this kid from getting hit with the gamma ray, and I unintentionally became the Hulk. I didn't want to become the Hulk. In the beginning of Avengers, when Black Widow meets him, he says, "I put a bullet in my brain. I put a gun in my head to blow my brains away because I didn't want to be the Hulk anymore." And the Hulk turned into himself and spit the bullet out because he wouldn't let me kill him. Bruce Banner has never wanted to be Hawkeye, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, none of those people. He's been cursed with the Hulk. So by Infinity War, the Hulk is on back burner. So by the time Endgame comes along, between that 5-year gap, when they meet Hulk, Hulk says, "Look, I finally found," well, Professor Hulk, he says, "Look, I finally found the happy medium. I've allowed Hulk to be Hulk, but in a calm way, and me to still be me, and not be a menace." When I was on Ragnarok, not during Ragnarok, when I was on Sakaar, the planet that Thor was on in Ragnarok, he was living out his best Hulk life. He was whooping up people left to right. He was getting out all of his aggression. Matter of fact, he hadn't turned into Banner since Age of Ultron. He had been Hulk since Age of Ultron up until Thor Ragnarok. Just being Hulk, letting out all his aggression.
No, it makes sense. I'm just saying.
So,
and I get
that was the plan the whole time, was for him to find a way to either get rid of Hulk or make Hulk not a burden to him. The reason why, because if you look at the size of Professor Hulk versus the size, like if you look at the two movies side by side, Professor Hulk is like maybe 7 feet tall at best.
Yeah, he's at even the biggest version of the Hulk.
He's not even the biggest version because he's not full on Hulk.
And all this makes sense.
He's a happy medium between Bruce Banner and the Hulk. But none of this appeases me.
I wanted to see.
Wait. You wanted to see Hulk
because
smash. Okay, you
Hulk smash.
Everybody else wants to see Hulk smash.
Everyone wanted to see Hulk smash and redeem himself.
That's great.
Everybody wants to see.
Everybody wanted to see Rocky. Everyone wanted to see Rocky
do his Hulk thing.
He wanted to win.
We're not Hulk. We're just the fans viewing the movie. Bruce Banner doesn't want to see Hulk.
So William, that was amazing. Actually, really good synopsis of Hulk, but like you really didn't combat esteBAM's issue.
No, I did, because we as a people want to see Hulk do his thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm saying nobody wants to see. Okay. Nobody wants to see us.
Calm down, your Million Man March speech.
Wonder Woman not use her lasso. Yeah. Nobody not wants to see Iron Man use his little, blaster ray.
It's simple why Hulk didn't redeem himself.
But it's the same thing. Like I was just pointed in this way.
He's not the type of character. He didn't want to redeem himself.
He snapped his finger and got his body burnt up.
Okay, well, let's put it in this way too. It's kind of like what happened with the new hero. So it's kind of like what happened with the new Superman movie, right? This whole time he can't find himself, and all that's fine. And then they even make him go super dark, and then even kill somebody in the new film. And everybody's like, isn't Superman supposed to represent hope or whatever, right? The whole movie, you're thinking, okay, so all this is gonna finally come to a head, and they're gonna make us all shut up, and he's finally gonna represent hope and redeem himself in that way, and we're gonna see what everyone wants to see is Superman be Superman. Never happened. It actually got worse.
I don't know. I don't think people want to see Superman be Superman. They say they do, but then they'll be like, "Oh, that's too hokey." Like, I don't know if.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that was the complaint the whole time. That's what people kept saying.
Literally everybody complained about Hulk not Hulk smashing.
But here's the thing, though.
But that's because everybody wants to. Nobody wants to see Hulk for any other reason.
Exactly. So why put him? Don't even put him in there.
Because that's what we want as moviegoers.
Oh yeah, but exactly.
Bruce Banner in the movie stated from Jump Street, from Incredible Hulk, I don't like the Hulk. My whole in the beginning of Incredible Hulk, he said, "I'm trying to get rid of."
I get what you're saying. It makes sense from the writer's standpoint, right? So it makes sense in
the movie that he's like,
I get you. I
know I could be helpful.
You're right. You're 100%.
But I could also be a hindrance.
No, you are, and I know you're making a joke. You're 100% right. But it made the movie go from a 10 to a 9.
I don't think it affected the movie.
Off of one scene?
For one scene. For one scene, and 10 to 9. If I would have seen, if you would have seen like Ultimate Hulk like go off, wouldn't it have made the movie better for you, even slightly?
I mean, yeah, because that's what I wanted to see. But I also wanted to see Spider-Man in the original Spider-Man movie to shoot webs from his web shooter and not from his wrist.
I don't know.
Organically.
In circles.
Yeah. Yo, Princess Johnson, welcome to the first your first time at the esteBAM.
When you think about it, it makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. That's why I said.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm not saying that I didn't want to see it. I wanted to see it too.
What are we even talking about?
I wanted to see Hulk redeem himself.
Yeah.
But it's not like they just all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's not like he was all raged out Hulk every time you saw Hulk up until Endgame, and all of a sudden he was a punk.
I mean, I just wanted to like. There's a point. There's a point, man. Like when you've been getting pushed around enough that you just let loose. Even if you can control the Hulk, that means he can control the moment where he says, "All right, Hulk, it's all you. Go, open up that can." He should have did that. That's what I wanted to see.
But again, like Darkwing said, he had just used the Infinity Stones. So even if he wanted to completely Hulk out, he just got hurt.
I think he's still recovering. Yeah,
he just got hurt.
But he has that ultimate healing factor.
See,
and the more mad he gets,
is instantaneous.
No. The madder he gets, the stronger everything is, including that.
I don't know if he can.
But he wasn't mad.
He was just tired. Like
he wasn't mad. Nothing happened to him to make him mad.
But still,
I mean, the battle was going on, but nothing directly happened.
So doesn't that mean he can control like when to also be mad?
I don't know. He's probably depressed more than anything.
I agree with Darkwing. I don't like doing that. I will agree.
All right. You're right.
Yeah, he was mostly like,
Drummer says,
I lost my best friend, aka the woman I actually loved, and my arm is jacked up.
Right.
I got a little chicken wing going on.
Let's check it on the chat. Drummer says, "Will, you're losing me, bro. This is too long.
Nobody care about
an explanation.
No one cares about Drummer."
Charleston Tekken says, "I love you, Will, but I checked out."
Forget you too. Charleston Tekken.
But he says, "But I know he's right."
BJJ's life.
But he says, BJJ says, "But I know he's right. I checked out, but I know he's right." All right, we all know he's right. But we didn't want to see that.
Like that wasn't like the point of anything. Like
all right.
Him making that.
He tried. So we're talking about comments. He tried to bring Hulk out because he was Bruce Banner in the middle of a firefight. Do you want to be regular old Drummer when aliens are shooting rays and throwing cars around when you could be the Hulk?
You got to read the comments. Nobody else knows.
Okay, he said if he's talking to me, he's like, if Ill Will didn't like the Hulk, then why in Infinity Wars did he try so hard to bring him out? And my answer was, if you're in a firefight, whether you want, just like if I don't want to use a gun, if I'm anti-gun, if somebody's shooting guns at me and I have a gun in my disposal, I'm going to use that gun to kill that other person before they kill me.
I didn't see it that way, though. I saw it as Hulk having erectile dysfunction that entire film.
He did have erectile dysfunction.
He could not get it up.
But that's on the Hulk side. He's talking about the Bruce side.
Yeah, Bruce wanted to bring it out.
Bruce wanted to bring the Hulk, but the Hulk was like, "Nah, son.
Get it up, partner."
I just got what? Did you not see that opening scene?
I mean, uppercutted me. Hell no.
He gave me the business. Nobody has ever given me the business. I'm the Hulk.
All right,
I'm not coming out. That's not going to be a round two.
All right, so they win. Basically, they win. And we get to the end of the film, and you know, it's pretty cool how they end some of the things. Well, pretty much most of the things. Basically, you know, I like how they did. I like how they did the whole. Tony gets the, you know, he figures out it's that one way. He has to get that gauntlet away by that Iron Man gauntlet that he had made, and he has to be the one to snap, and it has to be his mind that makes that wish or whatever. And you know, Tony goes out in an epic way, and everybody in theaters crying. And I wasn't either, but man, I got a quivery lip. I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't even like Tony as much as most people. I mean, I liked him, just not as much as most people do. Anyway, so that comes to a close, and that's awesome. All that's great. And then we go to Captain America, and he's the one that's going to be in charge of returning all the stones to the original timeline, and that's cool. And you know, you guys probably think about this stuff more than I do, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I just thought, okay, we're gonna go see him return him real quick and come back. And he didn't come back, and the reason was really awesome. You know, he goes back and he finally lives out his life like he's always wanted to, and because Tony told him, you know, go live your life, and he stays in his timeline and finally marries the love of his life. What's her name? Carter?
Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Agent Carter.
And that's all awesome. I love that. Like, everybody's crying again. Whoever wasn't crying was crying at that point. And that ended off, that conclusion was awesome to me. I just didn't really like I like how he's old at the end, and they do the, you know, hey, I'm old.
Do you
now,
think when he went back, he got drafted?
Did it matter? He's Captain America, though. Did it matter?
I mean, it don't matter, but it's like shit.
But did he act like a
different person?
Like a different person, you know? Just like
probably Clark Kent all over the place.
No,
yeah.
he was a typical old man that had lived his life. He was like,
no, he's talking about in the past though. Like, wasn't there two Captain Americas then? He let Captain America be Captain America in that timeline. No,
he just in the alternate timeline, Captain America, you know, Steve Rogers still became Captain America.
Yeah.
But in the timeline that he created when he went back in time,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was just,
yeah, he just lived out his life. He could have been. He still had the powers. He could have still been Captain America, but he didn't want to.
Yeah, but he was like, I just want to live with Peggy Carter.
Somebody's ass though. Somebody came out of the club drunk and spilled some on Peggy, and he was like,
in the bar, grabbed her ass or something. He was like, well. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, somebody, not somebody, but a lot of people have been posting these things on Instagram, where it's the still frame of Peggy Carter's funeral. Mm. And if you look at it, there's the pallbearers bringing her casket down the aisle, right? One of the pallbearers has completely gray hair, and he's an old man. And some people are speculating that that's Captain America. That's Steve Rogers. Which, hold up, but when you think about it, look.
Say it again. I was reading a comment from Elise. Sorry.
When you think about pallbearers, you're thinking about young strapping men who can hold up your casket, right? So like, for instance, if we're 80 years old and, you know, I die, though you're a good friend of mine, I don't want either one of you carrying my casket.
wait, no, man, you're gonna be the lightest one out of all of us, man. It's gonna be like
the easiest.
It's a heavy casket. I don't care how light I am.
They're gonna put you in a shoebox.
It's heavy.
But yeah,
I don't want either one of y'all carrying my casket. I'm gonna get, you know, a younger cousin or a nephew.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Somebody to hold the casket, right? So why in this steel frame is there one person who is clearly an old man carrying this casket, and only an
Arnold Schwarzenegger carrying your casket,
strong, aka with a super soldier serum, could, you know, capably carry that casket.
So what are you saying again? Because like I said, I was reading the comment.
Okay, so I saw a picture. There was a steel frame. It was one frame cut out of the funeral of Peggy Carter. When they showed Peggy Carter's funeral in a movie.
Carter? You mean in
the woman who?
No, I know who she is, but you mean in the show or in the movie?
No, in the movie.
Okay.
She died. They show her funeral.
So you're saying on the first Captain America?
No, in Endgame.
I don't remember her funeral.
In Endgame, they do a little quick flashback of her funeral.
Oh, I didn't catch that then. Yeah.
And if you
is her name Peggy Carter on the tombstone or Peggy Carter Rogers?
It's in the church where her funeral is happening in the church. The service, not the burial.
Wait,
the service.
Name Rogers or Carter still?
Look at here. That's not the point.
Real question.
The point is, it's a still frame
know
of
Steve
some
Lick's last
people
name.
of her
I feel like
pallbearers carrying her casket,
Steve Carter.
and all the pallbearers are, brown haired or black haired or blonde haired, whatever, except for one who's completely white haired. It doesn't show their face.
So they're saying that's Captain America, basically.
Wait,
They're saying it's Captain America.
He was in the back or the middle?
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna wait till the Blu-ray comes out.
I'm asking a question.
I'll watch it and prove
I think
you
he was
wrong.
in the back. I think he was in the back left-hand
It
corner.
ain't no weight in the back though, man. It's like shoes and shit that you're carrying.
Right.
At that point, the weight is distributed.
Anyways, all right, whatever. He knows where they're gonna be at that time.
I hate
so
you
he
so
waits.
much.
He comes back to that bench. So Steve Rogers comes back to that bench because he knows they're gonna be standing there at that date at that time, and he waits for them, which is really cool. Then he's kind of make a decision on who to make the next Captain America, right? He doesn't have to, but he wants to. And I myself, I wanted it to be Bucky. I know they've both been Captain America in the comics, but I just felt like, well, what was the point of having Bucky in the movie at all? And also, wasn't he supposed to be Captain America anyways? If Steve Rogers would have, wasn't he gonna do the whole super soldier thing if it wasn't for Steve Rogers? No?
No.
I don't know. I wonder if Steve was like, should I jump in at any point, like when like really bad shit was going down, like Ultron, they're like, fuck.
Nope.
Yeah, I just think I'd like to have seen Bucky be Captain America.
I bet he just knew what cities they should not be in.
Also,
Bucky,
I think he'll look cooler, because you don't like Falcon. You don't like Falcon.
they don't. They have a love-hate relationship. But
No, you don't like Falcon. I don't like Falcon either. I don't want to see Falcon.
I don't like
America.
Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent about Falcon. I don't like.
I mean,
not like
yeah.
It's
not like that I don't like him. I just like, I'd rather see someone else be Captain America.
But he does become,
both of them do.
So to be the comic book nerd in the group,
that's why I said both. I know both of them do at one point in the comics.
He does it as a temporary thing. He pretends to be kind of how like Nightwing pretended to be Batman. How Dick Grayson pretended to be Batman for a while.
Hey, I like Hawkeye in this film. All right, drummer.
And so Bucky pretends to be Captain America for a while, but then once Cap does come back, Cap officially gives it to Falcon, and Falcon is now the new Captain America.
So couldn't they have just done that?
Well, I mean they could have technically, but
I know.
He would. But anyway. It doesn't matter.
Falcon was just some dude Captain America found on the street one day or something,
Damn.
right?
Hey, man.
He was. That's all he was.
Everybody heard it.
Oh, he must
have heard it.
And some janitor or something, huh? Some bus driver.
esteBAM is racist.
Postal worker.
He found a white man.
He went to war with Bucky since forever. They were already best friends. Then he saved them. Then he brought him from the bad side, from the evil side, onto the good side.
Damn, that man must have found him in Baltimore or some shit. Like, what the?
He did so much. The storyline, there's so much more going on between Bucky, even in the comic, between them two.
Found him in the South Side of Chicago, huh?
Instead of Falcon and Captain America.
Also, Bucky still had kind of semi issues with the whole Winter Soldier thing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he was like, I mean, technically, I want to give it to Bucky, but just in case Bucky go rogue again.
Bucky met Tony Stark's daughter, and he was like, "I killed your grandparents."
I know you're not in any shape, form, or fashion psychotic. So I'm gonna give you the mantle instead of Bucky.
All right. Well,
Mackey's gonna use it in the worst way.
What do you guys? You already know what I rated it, but what do you guys individually? All right, Darkwing. What do you rate the film for you overall?
God, out of what?
Out of 10 scale of 10 from 1 to 10.
1 to 10. You're gonna be you know me pretty well, esteBAM. You know how I feel about films.
Oh my god! You know what I don't want to hear yours. Before I get sad, I want to be sort of happy.
Wow.
All right, Ill Will. What was your rating? What did you rate it? I rated it a 9. It could have been a 10, but the Hulk thing definitely rubbed me the wrong way. There were some other things too, but it went from a 10 to a 9. Like when I came out, I was like, "This is a 10. This is a 10." And then as I started thinking about it, and because I always come out real hype after a film, but then when I start really thinking about it, it dropped to 9.
You are like,
Yeah.
You're like the first time you've seen sex, like every time.
Exactly. It is. No joke.
It's amazing
No
to see
joke.
like,
It's amazing.
a grown man like consistently.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All right. What do you say? Both these guys are having trouble telling me their ratings.
I'm not having trouble. He was talking. I was letting him talk.
I don't know. Either way, I'm just so always impressed by esteBAM's like way he can like find joy in like stuffed crust pizza. He just been like his face like
stuffed crust pizza is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's delicious and all that, but it's like, have you seen? You've been there when esteBAM was like surprised by it. He jumps out of bed. He's like,
I was asleep, and you guys came to visit me one day, and my wife was, and I didn't want to get up. Like we had made plans. You guys were like, hey, let's go. Let's play some video games or something. All right, come over. And I fall asleep. I'm tired in the middle of the day, and Evelyn, I can hear. I guess you guys were already in the apartment, and like my wife is calling me, and like I don't want to listen. I'm like, fuck these guys. Anyways, basically the only way she could get me up is by saying, "Hey, they brought stuffed crust pizza." And
I do remember.
Jumped up out of my bed like the Undertaker. Like the Undertaker. The bell went off and everything.
Never heard a man get up so fast and run through like.
I still remember. I did one of those get ups where you get up and you immediately go into a walk.
Damn snake.
No joke. Yeah, like immediately go into a walk. Whoop. Stuffed crust pizza. Oh, and it was God. Man. I was angry. I didn't even want to play video games with you guys anymore because I got out there and you guys didn't know nothing about it. And I'm like, where's the stuffed crust pizza? And you guys are like, what? And my wife just starts laughing. And then she tells you, or I tell you what happened. She told me you guys brought stuffed crust pizza out here. And she was like, yeah, because you wouldn't wake up. And you guys started rolling.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Too, and they had the baby toys in the box. esteBAM kicked it over. Like, what?
Did I kick it?
That box.
You were upset. You were highly upset.
My stuffed crust.
You're like, how dare you wake me up for false claims of food?
But man, he was so happy at first. Though he's like, "What good for?" Oh man, he was so happy.
Oh man, he was happy to see us at first.
I was like, wait, damn, I've never seen a human be.
All right. My rating is I rated a 8 out of 10.
Ah, okay. Why? Wait, why is it not a 10? Like, what is it that knocked it down to an 8?
Fuck.
Okay, so first and foremost, full disclosure, this is not my original thinking. Mm-hmm. This came from somebody else, but I 100% agree with it.
What was your original thoughts, though? What was your original rating before you got turned?
No, my original thought was like an 8, but I was wondering why I gave it an 8. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the thing. I left the movie satisfied. I left the movie thinking this was a great ending to what we've been building up to for 10 years, right? But one, I wasn't sad that Tony died because they had been talking about Robert Downey Jr. leaving, MCU for years. That once they ended, the current storyline, aka, the Infinity War storyline, that he was bouncing. So when he died, it wasn't like, oh no, they killed Tony. I didn't know. I was expecting it. So it didn't hit me like that or whatever. But someone made, I was listening to some other people review the movie, and they had like an analogy, and I was like, that's a perfect analogy for me. Infinity War is Kill Bill Volume 1. Endgame is Kill Bill Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, as far as pacing and like what happens. Like one is action packed and the other one is a little bit slower, but a lot happens, a lot of important stuff.
Exactly. I love both.
A lot
movies.
Of things
I love them as a whole.
To a close, basically.
Yeah, but Volume 1 of Kill Bill is all the action, all the killing, all the blood, all the stuff that keeps you on the edge of your seat. And then Volume 2 is the wrap up of everything that happened in Volume 1. So Infinity War, I was all on my seat like, oh snap, what's going on? And then at the end when everybody got dusted, I didn't see that mess coming. So I was like, oh snap, they dusted everybody. Like, who hurt me the most was Black Panther. Mm-hmm. And not because I'm black, and not because he's my favorite.
That's what your doppelganger Captain Kirk said as well. He was crying. No joke.
I teared up not because of who he was, because he specifically said, Okoye, what are you doing? This is no place to die. And then immediately died. like you picking up somebody else talking about like this fight's not over.
All right.
This is not how you end this, and then you die, and you just had your movie come out last year. I was like,
all right. So
I
basically,
was hurt.
this was an 8 to you because it was a little bit slower paced and just not as good as Infinity War, right? That's why.
Yeah, it was still a good movie.
It's still good. It's just not as.
It was still a good movie.
Good.
I was not disappointed in watching the movie, and I wasn't tired any point of the movie, but there was just more happening and more stuff I didn't see coming.
I mean, there's more stuff that the reason I give it a 9, but it's just,
Infinity War I would give, a 10.
All right. So
but Endgame I would give an 8. But that's not to bash on it.
So back to Darkwing. What do you give it? All right, get ready to be upset, people.
So, first off, let me just talk about Infinity War.
Oh my God, no! All right, go.
I just want to say this one thing about the ending.
All right.
I kind of saw the snap coming.
Okay.
Because they had to do Endgame, right? Like they had to.
Yeah, because you knew there was a second part, and you knew a lot about the whole Thanos. I only knew about Thanos through you, like most of the stuff, because I never really knew about Thanos before I met you. So, but that was years ago. So
I don't know. I just assumed like, what could they possibly do in part 1 to start a part 2, and they did it. And I was like, oh, I didn't think they would do it. And then when they started doing it, I was like, oh shit, like they're doing it. It was one of those reactions where it's like I wasn't surprised, but I didn't think they had the balls to do it, and then they did it, and I was like, shit.
All right.
And then it's a really good lead way for me to be like, all right, what's gonna happen in game? Like, how do they get them back? Because for me, I hadn't really noticed any of the like dimensional things or time travel. I just hadn't noticed it, and I like stayed so far away from trailers and things like that to where I was like, all right, regardless. It was just one of those, like, first time I saw the Black Panther trailer and I didn't want to see it, I was like, oh, I don't need to see it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like with Endgame, I'm gonna have to give it like a 9.
Oh, what? I thought you were gonna go.
I know. I thought you were
like you made this sound like you were going down to a 6.
Well, I have to explain myself because I slick want to give it like a 9.5.
Okay.
To be honest with you, like there's like a few things like it wasn't as quippy. Like there's just like one of the more serious ones.
I'm surprised though. I'm surprised.
It's volume 2.
I'm surprised that you didn't give it lower, just knowing you.
I mean, the thing is, it did one of those things where it's like, well, I've seen all of these movies. And all this build up or whatever, and then not only did it pay off at the end, it like in the middle it was like, oh shit, remember this moment? Remember this 360 moment when they were standing in the city? Remember this moment?
That's why I said they're great. When they go back in time, it's not just going back in time, it's a greatest hits. It's like, because we're old enough to remember like sitcoms when they used to do their season, their series finale, and all they do like the best shows, the best episodes of the series. They did that, but in a better way.
Yeah, it wasn't just straight up flashbacks, basically. There was a whole point. And there was still new stuff coming in on top of it, like Tony being able to talk to his dad for the first time about when he was
that part choked me up. Him dying didn't choke me up. Him realizing that his dad actually loved him, that choked me up.
Here's another point. Did I interrupt William when he was doing his thing?
Oh, no, you did not.
Shut your mouth, William.
Hell yeah, put him in his place. He's not in frame anymore. Nice. All right.
Oh, that was funny. No, but like, yeah, little things like that. Him talking to his dad, that was great. Just even like being able to see like Ivo going into the little like thing from Civil War like that, because he was setting up for all that shit. I mean, even like the Soul Stone part where Red Skull comes back, and I was like,
yeah, that was dope.
He's one of my favorite characters that I wish that didn't happen to.
Okay. So everything you're saying is awesome, but why? What exactly made it a 9 or 9.5 and not a 10? Like what was? Was it like what Will said, was just a little bit slower than the other one, and that's it?
No, I mean, it's like, here's the thing. Like, I know it was all fate because Doctor Strange and all that stuff, but man, like, Hawk, like, I had to be the only one in the theater that just kind of like had to like pause everything and go like, wait a minute, they sent the 2 people with no powers to the Soul Stone? I mean, that's the smartest thing to do, literally, because you don't lose anything of personal value. But like,
yeah, nothing like that. It's a one of a kind, basically.
That's one of those things that I was stuck on that for a long ass time.
No, wait for your turn, sir. Put your hand down.
But I was definitely stuck on that because I was like, why would they do this? Why would they send them to this death hole? Like, All right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. So
they didn't know. I get it. They didn't know, but what else happened? I mean, like the last fucking fight, they were like, all right, let's take everything from comic books and put them in. Like when Captain America was in the fucking elevator and he's like, Hail Hydra. I was like, oh, that's when he was fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
He jizzed one time.
That shit really got me. I was like, oh shit, this is sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just a lot of little things in which I was like, this is great. And then when they came in, I mean, like Thanos coming back through the portal, shooting everybody. Yeah, that was a great final fight. The final fight was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, what happened to the patience that I so much know and love when it comes to Thanos? Because for me,
that's what you kept saying. Yeah. Okay.
The reason I liked him as a villain because he was so patient, waited through Guardians, waited through this, waited through that, like just to get the stones at the right time. And I mean, like you have this entire playbook of the future of what's going to happen. So it's like, why not? Like, great, this is gonna happen. These will be there. I'm gonna go grab them. But you know, I don't know. For me, it's like he could have been patient and then like completely won if he wanted to. But like his greed, of just seeing all the stones and went places where like fucked him. I think.
All right, so that's a good explanation as to your rating. All right, good job. All right, Will, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, what I was gonna say was Black Widow does have powers. She's just not on the top tier.
That ass.
Oh,
Shit, every time I go in that theater, I'm in a trance. Can't watch her movies.
She has the greater value version of the super soldier serum in her system.
Booty. All right.
And the other thing was the patience. Thanos still had the patience because Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man came out ready to fight, and Thanos waited to the last second to put on his helmet and pick up his little double-edged blade, his little Darth Maul blade.
That's just war. That's just what he does.
Hey, did you like that?
If somebody's coming at me, I'm getting ready.
Hey, Will.
Thanos is on some other shit, though. Thanos ain't you. Thanos is like...
He also had his whole army behind him, and he was only facing...
No, this is before he brought his army out. When they first came out, he was solo dolo.
But he had them, though. Like, he was like, it's kind of like, I'm going to act a lot tougher. I got 50 of my boys behind me. I'm going to be a little bit louder.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he had them from the beginning. He had them from the beginning, but he didn't need them.
That's Thanos'
flair. I mean, all of them walked up on him, and he was still sitting down. And until they...
And how badass was Captain America, though? Like, he's like...
Fucking Planets has this dude slaughtered where he'd just be sitting there, like, waiting for him to show him, like, cool. You guys ready? All right.
Thanos was a boss.
What was dope was how badass Captain America was. Like, he is really like Captain America. I looked up to him in that film because he lived up to it. He was like, he got up no matter. It was just him. His shield was broken.
Yo, that was amazing.
He gets up. It's not only Thanos coming at him, but this entire army is coming at him. And he's like still ready to go.
Like, fuck it, let's go.
Let's go.
I was so happy with that.
And then all the Avengers get there plus more people, and he's like, Avengers assemble. It's iconic.
Right. How could they
actually
hear him say that?
He said Avengers.
All right.
How could they all hear him? That's what I whispered. That man so soft.
All right, and then the other badass part is when he finally takes control of the hammer. Man, everybody in that theater was going crazy. Like they were going crazy in there, man. It was dope.
No, dude,
that made me sad.
That was dope.
That made me sad. And I'll tell you why.
Too many people's done picked up that
When the hammer came flying by, immediately I was like, oh snap, it's Vision. Vision's back. And then when they showed it was Cap, I was like, oh, it's just Cap.
No.
Because I was hurt. I was hurt when Vision died because Vision died twice. Vision died twice. First he died when they just straight up killed him. Then Thanos brought him back and then ripped the stone out of his head.
Yeah, that's not part of the snap. That's a whole
second thing. No, but I'm saying like that, like Vision's death really tore me up.
All right.
Like, man, everybody else died once. He died twice.
I thought Miss Marvel called for the hammer, and I was about to say, "Oh shit, women equality." But
no, I thought it was Vision. I mean, it was dope when Cap had it, and I was all about it until he started using the light.
And between him and Thor, the whole little here you get the small one. All that was awesome, man.
Yeah,
all that was dope. All right.
But as Odin said, you're not the god of hammers. You're the god of lightning.
Didn't he say? Didn't he say thunder? Did he say lightning or thunder? He said lightning, right? I'm pretty sure
it's not the god of hammers.
Well, I don't know. That's
so. That being said, Captain America should not be able to use lightning. I'm all about him using the hammer because in Age of Ultron, he was the only person who slightly moved.
I don't know
the hammer when they were saying who could move it, who could pick it up. So I was with it. I was like, oh snap, he can pick up the hammer. That's great. That's an awesome. Like, I'm always gonna remember this moment. But as soon as he started using the lightning, I was like, get the crap out of here.
Hey, no product placement on my podcast. That's what you did. See him holding up that Rolling Rock, trying to get that money, huh?
Oh, my bad. I was just playing. I was playing with it.
Nah, I don't care.
I was playing with it.
All right, let me read some of this chat. Let me go back to a couple things that they said. I don't know whose channel this is. I think it's Will's because you were talking so much. All right, I didn't want to go that far back. No one cares about Falcon, just like Hawkeye. I cared about Hawkeye.
I care about Hawkeye.
But you used to hate on Hawkeye, man. I remember.
No.
Yep.
Now that he knows he got a family, he loves him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I used to talk about people who hated on Hawkeye.
Okay. All right,
I wasn't like, Hawkeye's not in my top 5 or anything, but I know he's dope.
Okay.
But a lot of people hate on him.
So let me go back to...
I was talking about their comments.
Okay, so Charleston Tekken says, he went back in time and Martin Luther King Jr., the new Captain America. Okay. He made Martin Luther King Jr. the new Captain America? Okay, nice. All right, so Drummer says, I think he gives it a 10, but they could have used Captain Marvel better. Okay, I'll agree with that. They could have. She could have did what she did. They could have just had more of a relationship building, and they had a good reason why they didn't. But they could have still had.
Yeah, she was filming another movie.
Yeah, exactly. Word on the street. Hey, welcome, Word. I didn't say hi. He gave
the Word.
He gave Endgame an 8. Wow, man, I'm
there
surprised.
You go, Word.
Like,
there you go, Word.
He gets really excited about the probably more excited than I do.
See, 8 is not a bad score.
No, I'm just saying.
It's just not a.
There's certain people that you think.
It's like remember when X-Men came out, then X2 came out, and then the third X-Men came out, and that was shit. Remember when Batman came out, and then Superman came out, and then Batman v Superman came out. This is the one movie that did it right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just kind of like you get it. You get the gold.
Yeah. But it's also the other problem is that certain people I expect certain ratings from, and Darkwing doesn't like a lot of stuff, and he has reasons. Shit. So I expect
Darkwing doesn't
lower.
Like a lot of stuff.
I expect him to have even lower than we did, and it's kind of the highest rating he's ever given something, I think.
It's just like the combination of everything compared to like everybody else trying to do the same thing and make these fucking universes. Like they actually pulled it off. They used Thanos right. They didn't do an Apocalypse. They didn't do a fucking Dark Side.
Apocalypse. Apocalypse was my Thanos.
That's what I'm saying. But like, listen to what you're saying and like what they did. Like that's amazing.
I love Thanos. That's why Infinity War gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Because the bad guy wins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not because the bad guy wins over some dumb crap, but because he legitimately won.
That's what made that X-Men film so bad. Because to me, like, I didn't know as much. I knew more about the X-Men than I did about the Avengers, right? And even though the X-Men's included in a lot of the stuff with the Avengers, but anyways, Apocalypse was like my number one, like, scariest villain, right? They shit on him. They shit on him.
That's how I felt about Doomsday. Like he was my number one.
Yeah,
guy.
For DC, right?
They made Doomsday terrible.
Yeah, they really did Doomsday terrible.
And then it's like, so Thanos was like my last hope, and he like did it. Like he lost gracefully. He fucking won gracefully. He like did it. And so I was like, to me, it's like it's the measure of a villain. That's why like Dark Knight is so good to me because like villain's so good, and Thanos was so good. And
and again, Joker wins in Dark Knight. I don't care what you say. Yeah. The Joker wins.
All right, so let me go back to the chat. Charleston Tekken says, I give Endgame a 9. All right, he gives it a 9. And then one of my best parts is when Captain America finally says Avengers Assemble. Okay, that's
I'm sorry, man. America's ass star.
Since the very first Avengers, he would say Avengers, and then it would always like cut out to something else.
Did it? I never realized that.
Every movie since Avengers, he would say Avengers, and then either the movie would just end, or something like an explosion would happen, or something, and it wouldn't, assemble.
Yeah. All right, and then Drummer says, just saying, bro. Tony Stark has been my boy from the start. Yeah, I know. He's always licking Tony's balls. He's always licking Tony's balls.
He is a troublemaker. Tony Stark is a troublemaker.
All right, guys, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I just signed a contract with the United States government.
Before he even said anything. Anyways, Charleston Tekken says, how did Captain give the stones? How did Cap give the Soul Stone back?
He just gave it back.
He just put it back, right?
Yeah, he just just walked up to Red Skull and was like, "Hey, I'm returning this. Here's my receipt."
Because somebody returned it there originally, right? Didn't
like
someone return it there originally, or no? Nobody's had the stone before this.
I don't think anybody's had the stone before Thanos.
Okay.
But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the history.
All right. Maybe Thor brought the lightning down to him. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe the lightning was conducting off of Thor, and he could use that to direct it. Yeah, like a lightning rod thing.
Nah, they just wanted Cap to look dope, which he did. It looked like a dope scene.
Well, good, because that would have made my rating go up. Because if Captain wouldn't have did that and the Hawk thing didn't happen, it would have been an 8 for me.
Side I wasn't with.
All right.
I really think they're going to be able to get Black Widow back somehow. Because
she has her own series coming out. Did you know that?
It's going to be a prequel.
Well, yeah, we know that, but it's like if they were able to get Gamora back, right?
No, they didn't get Gamora back. She's from a different timeline. That's what I thought too.
It's past Gamora because she didn't get killed.
They're gonna.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this was the debate between me and the people I saw it with. I thought past Gamora got snapped along with Thanos and his minions because I thought that when Tony did the snap, he was like, "Everybody who came with Thanos, get them out of here," and that's what the snap was. But they never showed Gamora getting snapped, and at the end of the movie, it showed the Guardians specifically Star-Lord, looking for Gamora, and that's where probably Guardians Volume 3 is going to start it. And somebody said, I don't remember who exactly, irrelevant, but they were like, Gamora didn't get snapped with everybody else. She just kind of dipped out, and so that's why.
Well,
Star-Lord is looking for her, and the Gamora that's going to show up is past. I know that's a dope title. I really want Thor to be in Volume 3.
So he's
as Guardians of the Galaxy.
But he's still never going to find the original Gamora that he knew.
No, the original Gamora is dead. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were trying to give me a reason as to why she's coming back. Anyways,
no,
all right.
She's not coming back.
So
he's just going to get with the past version of Gamora.
All right. So Charleston Tekken says, okay, still going on about the Soul Stone. He says you did hate on him. I think she's talking about Hawkeye.
She is 100% believing that I was one of the people who hated.
All right.
Hawkeye.
Drummer says he gave it an 8 because he's still mad Robert Pattinson is the new Batman.
Wrong.
He's
talking about me.
He's talking about you, but I don't think you would care either.
But
way.
I am mad that Robert Pattinson.
So am I. Fucking the Dark Knight. He sparkles in the light now.
I know he sparkles, and I am the terror.
A Batman that twinkles. I twinkle in the night. All right. It says word on the street says too long of a movie, only 2 or 3 major epic parts. Wow. Okay. I guess. I mean, I didn't think it was too long.
I didn't think it was too long. And I knew going in that it was going to be a long movie.
But yeah, I definitely see what he's saying as part. I do see what he's saying by 2 or 3 major epic parts, and he's talking about the big action pieces.
Again, it's Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yeah.
When you think of Kill Bill, which part do you think of?
The first one, of course, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Drummer says, who do y'all think is going to be the next bad guy? I don't know about that. I was like, how can you top this? Actually, you know what I want, guys? I kind of want them to stop making superhero movies for a good...
I'm with it.
5, maybe 10 years. All right, 5 years.
5 years.
5 years would be good. Just to refresh us and make us, one, be able to reset and not be like our... people are snobs about everything now. Oh, it's not good enough. Because they're just comparing it to stuff that happened before.
Well, it's like, what are you expecting this to
like,
win an
do you
Oscar?
guys remember that we used to watch the 60s or 70s Batman and Christopher Reeve's Superman? I loved the Christopher Reeve Superman. But do you guys remember what that used to be and what we have now? You guys are so spoiled. Everybody complains about it.
Yeah, they're super spoiled.
So I want to have that 5 years so everyone can reset and they'll forget about superhero movies. And
I am so happy Game of Thrones is over.
And maybe we'll get some new ideas, like new people being able to bring up some new stories that we've never seen that have nothing to do with superheroes. Just movies. Like, remember when we didn't have superhero movies? You just had to have good movies. Not based on any lore.
That time has passed.
Nah, dude. If they give
it's
me
all about superheroes and remakes.
But that's why I want to see that 5-year gap.
If
they and unnecessary sequels.
Weekend at Bernie's and make Bernie Jack Black or some shit, I'd watch that.
All right, so yeah, exactly, something like that. All right,
no, there's no remake.
All right, word on the street said that Drummer. Oh, you're saying Batman is still alive? Yeah. Oh yeah, because Drummer hates anything Batman. He's so much of a he's just so much of a Marvel fanboy that he won't even admit that at least, you know, even if you are only a Marvel guy, you have to admit that Batman is badass.
He's a Marvel fanboy, like because of the movies or because of the comic books?
Just everything overall. He just prefers Marvel over anything Marvel.
As long as this is pre-movies, then I'm fine with that.
Just in anything, any media, anything, just the characters, which is fine. Everyone can have their preference, but he specifically even hates Batman because he loves Marvel so much.
Dang.
All right.
What's his favorite Marvel arc?
And where do y'all think Loki is? Loki's getting his own TV series.
Still dead.
But the Loki that captured that what was it? The
Tesseract.
Tesseract. He's gonna have his own show on Hulu or Netflix now. Oh no, Disney.
Disney. Loki through time is gonna be like Mr. Peabody.
Disney Plus, but no one cares about that.
Yeah. All right. So Kristen Bell Batman was badass. Hell no. Kristen Bell was an awful Batman. The only reason that Batman movie was good was because of Joker. He was like not even existent. Like I didn't even care about Batman. Well, he was a horrible Bruce Wayne. And he was even worse Batman. I hated Kristen Bell or whatever.
Hated Christian Bale.
Hated him. All right, so here's the thing. On the Batman movies, those three.
I mean, he wasn't perfect.
Those three films.
There's 2 films.
There's 3 films.
There's 2 films.
Beginning put me to fucking sleep in that theater. I had never fallen asleep in the theater in my life. And
you never saw the Hulk movie?
No, I didn't even fall asleep in the Hulk movie.
I fell asleep in the Hulk.
But
movie.
I fell asleep. Wow. It was so boring, and I hated everything they did with Ra's al Ghul. I hated. Who played him? Ra's al Ghul. All right, whatever. Anyways, I hated who they got to play him. Liam Neeson or whatever. I hated the whole. I hated the Taken guy. Whatever. I hated
Taken guy.
I don't know. I didn't like anything about that film. It was so boring to me. And the second one, man, that second one is still to this day one of the best superhero movies of all time. The third Batman movie went all the way back to the beginning, and it just sucks. It didn't put me to sleep, but it sucked so bad.
Hold on, wait.
You like the Bane one?
Rises?
Love it.
Rises.
Oh, Rises. Wow. Oh, well.
Rises had so many plot holes. And
I thought we were talking about Batman and Robin. Never mind. Or Batman.
No. We're not talking about that era. We're talking about the Christopher Nolan. But yeah, I hated Kristen Bell Batman.
Christian Bale is Batman. I'm indifferent. He did not strike a chord with me, nor did I hate him.
But that means he wasn't a great Batman, right?
I was definitely more interested in Morgan Freeman's character.
Yeah.
Drummer said Heath Ledger is the best Joker. Yes.
Heath Ledger is the best Joker. Yeah, so far.
We about to see.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll see Jack Nicholson.
He wasn't bad.
And he's so good, man. Like he wasn't going off of anything. He just had to. Well, I guess he was kind of doing sort of a.
I don't think I liked him too.
Cesar Romero was really good too, man.
Until I saw Heath Ledger, and I was like, "Oh, Heath Ledger."
You know who the best? You know who the best Joker is?
The Adam West Joker.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
Amazing. Yeah, of course.
He's the best Joker.
Yes, undeniable.
I would love to see them give him like the role. And just be like, cool, go nuts. He could probably do it. That's right.
He got 2. Well, I guess Heath Ledger had both of them, Jack Nichols and.
You just have to give him a really good look that fits for him. You know?
Oh yeah, that's it. Just give him the right Joker outfit. Yeah. Like don't tattoo his forehead and shit.
I think it would help him if he was to wear the fedora, like to wear the big fedora. That would help, maybe.
He was the worst. Jared Leto, terrible.
I didn't even watch it. Like I really need to sit down and like watch it so I can be like, okay, confirm.
Dude, watch it. Yeah, watch it. I'll probably do.
Are we talking about Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
they're
coming out
with
Suicide
Squad. One.
He's terrible.
Just like this Spider-Man is the best. No, I don't know, man. I didn't like Homecoming. I like the guy who plays Spider-Man.
What?
I hated Homecoming. That was corny.
It. Wow.
Corny.
Hated it.
Yeah, that was corny, man. I didn't like it. I don't like how they're portraying.
Let's all take this with a grain of salt because Russell thinks that John Wick is trash.
John Wick is trash. John Wick is okay. Correction. The first John Wick is trash. I didn't give the second one or third one a chance.
That's all you need. That's all the esteBAMers need is that you think John Wick is trash.
John Wick is trash.
John Wick is a national treasure.
Trash.
John Wick is not that bad.
Mark Hamill is Darkwing loves it. Mark Hamill is Chunky. Okay.
Chucky. Ugh. Wait a second. You like The Raid, right, esteBAM?
Yeah, The Raid was badass. John Wick sucked.
Pretty much what John Wick is.
Nope, it's 10
That's
times
definitely
better.
what John Wick 3
10
is.
times better. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing the third one is.
Hey, don't tell me nothing about
Amazing.
John Wick 3. Shut up. Don't talk.
All right.
Boy.
All right, let's end this, guys, because it's going on 2 hours. This is the longest podcast ever. Awesome, though. Thanks for being here, both of you, finally, and thanks for showing up, Darkwing. Thanks for
whatever. You guys
scheduling us in your, your little black book there.
Are we gonna game tomorrow morning? Is that?
We can.
William.
Down.
You guys want a game? What do you want to play?
We gotta find the Jamaican.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Bags.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that after we close out here. All right, guys. I'll read your comments after the podcast, and I'll answer you guys off stream. But thanks everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. Feel free to share this stream. Share the channel, share the stream, and thanks Ill Will for being here. Thanks Darkwing.
I'm the greatest.
Thanks for having me, esteBAM.
Right.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having us on your soiree.
I feel
I'm
honored.
gonna interrupt these assholes with music. All right, guys, signing out.
Deal with.
All I gotta say is that review.
I'm offended that you said that it was terrible.